in school where my child feels at home. He loves being a part of a warm, nurturing community. I get excited seeing her curiosity shine. She's finding her most confident self. He's learning how to connect. She's thriving and ready to take on the world. Welcome to the Goddard family.
What's up, you guys? My name is Mary. I'm a High Priestess Intuition. Welcome, my current subscribers, and welcome, newbies. If you guys are new to my channel and you enjoy my content, you can smash the sub button to be notified for future readings. Love and appreciate each and every one of you guys. If you'd like to donate, it's High Priestess Tarot 5. The link's in the description box below. PayPal only, no cash out move in mode. It's a very private, confidential way to donate if you choose to donate. Love and appreciate each and every one of you guys. I do. Thanks for all the new subscribers. We're almost at like 14,200 subscribers, so thanks so much for all the love and support. Okay, so I received another channeling. I've got a personal reading appointment at 5 o'clock, but I'll obviously close it before 5, so probably more like 4:45. So let me get up close so y'all can hear me. I've got the kitty cat laying behind me, so, and he's sprawled out, so gotta give him his space. Okay, so the channel message I received was, I heard someone's neighbors are about to be under very heavy investigation. I heard they're huge thieves and huge accomplices in a huge crime in the past. I heard it's not going to go well for a lot of these neighbors. I heard a water sign is about to be very, very, very shook in a fire sign. So you plug it in how it resonates. How that resonates. Aries, I just heard. So an Aries fire sign, or they have Aries in their chart. Whoever this fire sign neighbor is, that's going to be shook in the water sign. We have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio neighbor or neighbors, and an Aries, Leo, Sag neighbor or neighbors with heavy Aries placements is what it sounds like. Start of Aries. So you plug it in how it resonates. It sounds like a bunch of neighbors basically gang stalked and harassed a neighbor. They probably harassed you. You plug it in how it resonates. False police reports are about to become very significant in this. Very significant. And a very significant false report to the FBI. Okay, false police reports and a very significant false report to the FBI. So Federal Bureau of Investigations is about to become very significant in this. Apparently there's a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio neighbor or neighbors about to be shook, and Aries, Leo, Sagittarius with heavy Aries placement is about to be shook in this, meaning I think they're the guilty neighbor. They profited hugely off gang stalking and harassing a neighbor. They profited hugely off gang stalking and harassing a neighbor. So these water sign or water signs and fire sign or fire signs with heavy Aries profited hugely off gang stalking a neighbor. And apparently they used false police report or reports and false FBI report or reports to do it. I did hear FBI, so Federal Bureau of Investigation, so there is evidence out in the universe to support this through the false police report or reports and false FBI report or reports. You plug it in how it resonates. And a very spiteful ex-husband, Gemini energy, false protection order. And a very spiteful ex-husband, Gemini energy, false protection order. So you plug it in how it resonates. So we have false police reports in here, false FBI report or reports, and at least one false protection order from a very spiteful ex-husband or Gemini energy. So he could have Gemini in his sun, moon, rising, Venus, or Thumb, and Reggie for charts. A lot of false reports, false claims, false reports, trying to get protection orders. I'm presuming that whoever this Gemini is, they were not successful with the protection order. They were not successful. They were not successful. That's confirmation. They were not successful. So they were not successful with the protection order, but they attempted. but there's evidence out in the universe that they attempted this false protection or this protection order with it sounds like false information. False information. False information.
Too late. You like it. I like that one.
False information. Okay, it's confirmation. False information. So they attempted to get a protection order. It sounds like on her ex-husband. So I'm assuming on their wife or ex-husband themselves, trying to file some kind of false protection order with false information. But it is about to seriously backfire. Seriously. It's about to seriously backfire. Seriously. So it's about to seriously backfire on them. All this fall trying to file this protection order with false information, false FBI reporter reports, and the false police reporter reports. It makes me just tired just talking about the shit. Because why are you putting so much effort in to sabotage your neighbor? Because that's exactly what this is. It was a huge attempt and a huge group effort. A cancer is about to come clean very soon and very quickly. It was a huge group effort and huge attempt, sabotage attempt, I heard, but a cancer is about to come clean very soon and very quickly. To a very, 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 very important person, very. And it's about to get the wheel moving very quickly. To a very, 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 very important person, and it's about to get the wheel moving quickly. So whoever this cancer is, it's about to come clean to a very important person or people about this neighborhood sabotage attempt on a neighbor. And whoever this is, I don't feel this neighbor deserved it. They most certainly did not. They most certainly did not. That's what I heard. They most certainly did not deserve it. So you plug it in how it resonates. So the neighbor didn't deserve it, and but there was this huge neighborhood sabotage attempt on the neighbor. Because they know too much information, but it's about to blow up in their faces. Okay, I heard. Okay, so the sabotage attempt was because they know too much information, but I heard it's about to blow up in their faces. So the sabotage attempt on the neighbor that didn't deserve it. Sorry, I was watching the kids outside. The sabotage attempt on the neighbor that didn't deserve it was because the neighbors know too much information. But I heard the neighbor did not deserve it. They know too much information on MK Ultra and an illegal government program of the past. They know too much information on MK Ultra and an illegal government program of the past. So the neighbors try to sabotage the other neighbor because they know too much information on an illegal government program and MK Ultra done in the past. So MK Ultra done, I'm presuming, on the neighbor that they try to sabotage, and the illegal government program that the neighbor was, I'm assuming, in without their consent or authorization of the past. You plug it in how it resonates. This is some sick shit, and I'm just being for real. Someone is about to bring this to the light very, very, very soon. Earth sign energy, high vibrational earth sign energy. Someone is about to bring this to the light very, very, very soon. High vibrational earth sign energy. So someone's about to bring this to the light. You have vibrational earth sign energy. You can have Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo in your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North, and Midheaven, Jupiter charts. Investigator. You're an investigator. And you're about to bring it to the light very, very, very soon. Sorry. I heard you're masculine. So you plug it in how it resonates. You got Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo in your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North, and Midheaven, Jupiter charts. You're high vibrational. You treat people with honesty, trust, respect, morals, ethics, integrities, and values. And you're about to bring it to light. Well, kudos to you, sir. No one should be put in an illegal government program without their consent authorization. And no one should have MK Ultra experiment done on their ass. And the sad part is these neighbors knew this neighbor was part of this illegal government program against their consent and will. They most certainly knew it. Oh my God, this confirmation. They most certainly knew it. They most certainly knew that this poor neighbor didn't either know about it or didn't consent to it or what have you. And they knew about the MK Ultra. They knew about it all. But they were trying to cover it up with false police reports in cahoots with the ex-husband of the neighbor. Fire sign neighbor, feminine. Fire sign fem neighbor. It's fire sign fem neighbor. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, fem neighbor. She could have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Fem in Jupiter charts. So they conspired against a fire sign fem neighbor that was illegally in an illegal government program without her consent, authorization, or will. So no free will there, because she didn't even know she was in it and did not consider authorized to be in it. And I heard MK Ultra was put on her ass in the past. I mean, how can anybody just do the damn most? And that's just the truth. The most was definitely done. The most was definitely done. But I heard you, investigator, Earthside investigator, you're about to bring it to the light very soon. So kudos to you, sir. And apparently a cancer is about to come clean. So I wonder if this cancer lives in this neighborhood or used to live in this neighborhood or knows some very important, vital information on this. I wonder who this cancer is going to communicate with. I wonder if he's going to, he or she. I said he, but I didn't hear if it's a man or woman. It can be a man or woman. I wonder if he or she is going to communicate with. I wonder if it's you, investigator. I didn't hear who the cancer was going to communicate with. I heard a very, very, very important person, but I wonder if it's you, Earth sign, high vibrational Earth sign investigator. It sounds like you're about to look into you obviously have consent or authorization, or you're about to get consent or authorization to look into the FBI reporter reports, the police reporter reports, the protection order. The protection order was filed in Tennessee. The other reports were filed in Alabama. Someone needs to hear that. The attempted protection order. The attempted protection order was filed in Tennessee, I heard, and the other reports were filed in Alabama. So I guess you need to hear that, Earth sign investigator, if that resonates for you. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo investigator, or the attempted protection order. So the protection order was not actually put in place. It sounds like it was denied. And it sounds like the ex-husband attempted to put it in place for the fire sign fem. It sounds like his ex-wife was in this illegal government program without her consent and authorization, and she had an MK Ultra experiment done on her. So obviously he was in cahoots with the neighbors and the people that put her in the illegal government program and did the MK Ultra on her. I mean, how terrible of an ex-husband can somebody get? How terrible of an ex can somebody be? I mean, that's malicious and spiteful and terrible at its finest. And that's just the truth, for real, for real. I mean, I'm serious. That is the low of the lowest of shit on the shoe as any exes could get. And that's just the truth. Especially they brought the whole damn neighborhood in. Well, I don't know the whole neighborhood, but a plethora of the neighborhood in on it. And the ex-husband was in cahoots. I mean, what? But I heard the attempted protection order was filed in Tennessee, Earth sign investigator. It was apparently denied. And the false police reports and the false FBI report and et cetera, all these false reports the neighbors were trying to file against the fire sign fem neighbor, those come from Alabama. So obviously that neighborhood is in Alabama, and the ex-husband obviously lives in Tennessee. So you plug it in how it resonates. Wow, man. Huntsville, Alabama, Knoxville, Tennessee. Huntsville, Alabama, and Knoxville, Tennessee, I heard. Huntsville, Alabama, Knoxville, Tennessee. So you plug it in how it resonates. So Huntsville, Alabama, and Knoxville, Tennessee. Earth sign investigator. You need to hear that. Heard Huntsville, Alabama, and Knoxville, Tennessee. So you plug it in how it resonates, okay? Wow. These people are about to ever regret harassment and bullying and targeting and gang stalking and attempted to sabotage him. These people are about to ever regret harassment, bullying, targeting, and gang stalking and attempted sabotage him. So you plug it in how it resonates. That's some terrible shit. All right, I'm getting out of this. I got a personal reading soon. I love you guys so.
Good evening. I'm Judy Woodruff on the NewsHour tonight. At the extreme, a blistering heat wave hangs over California, straining the power grid and raising alarm about the effects of climate change. Then, Vote 2022. We examine the closest Senate races ahead of the November election as Republicans and Democrats battle for control of Congress. And the invasion's impact. Ukrainian Holocaust survivors are forced to flee war once again as Russian attacks grind on.
If you had asked us a year ago if we thought that there would be evacuation of Holocaust survivors from the Ukraine to Germany, we would have laughed. No one would have imagined it.
All that and more on tonight's PBS NewsHour.
Major funding for the PBS NewsHour has been provided by
moving our economy for 160 years. BNSF, the engine that connects us.
CFO, caregiver, eclipse chaser. A Raymond James financial advisor tailors advice to help you live your life. Life well planned.
the Walton Family Foundation, working for solutions to protect water during climate change so people and nature can thrive together. Supported by the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation, committed to building a more just, verdant, and peaceful world. More information at macfound.org. And with the ongoing support of these institutions. This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
This has been another scorching day across much of the American West. Utility operators in California issued a new statewide alert, urging consumers to conserve electricity. The state avoided blackouts on Tuesday, despite energy demand hitting an all-time high. We'll take a closer look right after the news summary. Police in Saskatchewan, Canada, have taken a man suspected of stabbing 10 people to death into custody. Miles Sanderson had disappeared after Sunday's attacks at the Cree Nation Reserve and the village of Weldon in Saskatchewan. His younger brother was found dead earlier this week at the reserve. Russia's President Vladimir Putin is defying pressure to halt the war in Ukraine and insisting that Moscow will forge ahead. He spoke today at a forum in Vladivostok and mocked Western sanctions. Instead, he said Russia's economy has weathered the worst.
I'm sure that we have not lost anything and will not lose anything. When it comes to the gains, I can say that the main one is the strengthening of our sovereignty. Everything that keeps us from moving forward will be abandoned. We will gain momentum, as will the pace of development.
Putin also threatened to cut off energy supplies to Europe if the European Union imposes a price cap on Russian natural gas. Meanwhile, in Ukraine, shelling resumed near the Russian-controlled Zaporizhia nuclear power plant. The UN nuclear agency called Tuesday for protection zone around the site. On the pandemic, the World Health Organization reports that new COVID infections fell 12% worldwide last week. But in China, 65 million people are now under lockdowns as the government enforces its zero COVID policy. That includes 21 million in Chengdu, where authorities kept people in their apartments, even during an earthquake on Monday. Back in this country, the governor's race is set in Massachusetts after another primary win by a Trump-endorsed candidate. Jeff Deal defeated a more moderate Republican on Tuesday and will face Democrat Maura Healey in November. Healey is favored to flip the seat in favor of Democrats and to become the state's first openly gay governor and the first woman elected to the office. We'll take a closer look later in the program. The Obamas were back in the White House today to unveil their official portraits. The former president and first lady pulled back coverings to show their likenesses. And Michelle Obama appeared to tie the ceremony to former President Trump's rejection of the 2020 election results.
Traditions like this matter, not just for those of us who hold these positions, but for everyone participating in and watching our democracy. You see, the people, they make their voices heard with their vote. We hold an inauguration to ensure a peaceful transition of power.
Former President Obama's portrait is by Robert McCurdy. Mrs. Obama's was painted by Sharon Sprung. Public schools in Seattle canceled their first day of school today in the face of a teacher strike. The walkout centers on demands for higher pay, mental health support, and better teacher-pupil staffing ratios for special education. Contract negotiations are continuing. On Wall Street, stocks showed some life as tech shares rose and oil prices fell. The Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 436 points, more than 1%, to close at 31,581. The Nasdaq rose 247 points, that's 2%. The S&P 500 added 1.8%. And former NPR foreign correspondent Ann Garrels has died after fighting lung cancer. She joined NPR in 1988 after working for ABC and NBC News. Over the years, she covered conflicts in Chechnya, Bosnia, Afghanistan, and the Middle East. And she was one of a handful of Western journalists who reported live from Baghdad during the 2003 Iraq War. Ann Garrels was 73 years old. Still to come on the NewsHour, tennis legend Chris Evert reflects on her career and her battle with ovarian cancer. Holocaust survivors fleeing Russia's invasion of Ukraine find safe harbor in an unexpected place. The Smithsonian Institution and the U.S. Army join forces to save art around the world, plus much more.
This is the PBS NewsHour from WETA Studios in Washington and in the West from the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism at Arizona State University.
The record-setting heat wave of the past few days has pushed California to the brink, with the state facing its highest chance of rolling blackouts this year. Stephanie Sy has the latest.
Another searing day baking California. The state's power grid operator urged residents to conserve energy for an 8th day straight. Demand for electricity last night broke a Golden State record, threatening widespread power losses and rolling blackouts that were narrowly avoided. Residents found shade wherever they could get it.
I think a lot of people using the air conditioner, and using light, fans, everything just to try to keep, cool.
We seem to always just make it through. We have our little tricks to keep cool. Everybody does.
At the Orange County Zoo, zookeepers gave animals blocks of ice to stay cool.
Oh, you get that.
Temperatures surpassed 110 degrees in many parts of the state this week. Sacramento reached a 97-year high at 116. Earlier this month, California's Death Valley set a new record.